Finally, let's welcome Lizzy Tumelty, occupational therapist at Novant Health Rehabilitation Center in Shallotte. Lizzy, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great to meet you. Last month we talked about physical therapy, and recently we talked about speech therapy, and so now I need to learn more about occupational therapy. So tell me about what kind of education you need to become an occupational therapist.
So you need a master's degree to be an occupational therapist. And so I specifically went to a program that was a BS-MS combined program.
Oh, nice, yeah.
So I was able to complete it all in 5 years at Towson University up in Maryland.
Oh, nice.
So,
did you have some reason, or did you always want to be an occupational therapist? How do you get there?
So I kind of stumbled across it while I was looking. I was kind of making career decisions in high school,
sure.
trying to decide what I wanted to do next. And my baseline was I didn't want to do a desk job. I wanted to do something where I was up and moving around.
Oh.
And I came across occupational therapy and just love how you can start working with across the entire lifespan, and you can work in so many different settings.
Mm-hmm.
So as a high schooler having no idea what to do, I was like, well, that's going to be a good place to start.
Right. Well, I think it's a very unique career. I just love all the toys and all the things they have all these resources to give you to help people, and I think that's exciting. So talk to me about the purpose of occupational therapy. What does that bring you?
So occupational therapy helps people recover through rehabilitation through meaningful activities.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, like you're talking about the cool little things that we give people, we help with adaptations. So if there's certain challenging activities or tasks you can't do through rehab, then it's great to have adaptations.
Just like putting your socks on.
Yes.
And things like that.
Yep, so putting socks on, handwriting, eating different adaptive utensils. There's a lot of things that we can change to make life easier for people.
So give me some reasons why folks would need occupational therapy. What might have occurred in their health that would require occupational therapy?
So many different reasons.
Really?
Specifically in outpatient, it's just anything that if you have decreased range of motion in your upper extremity, decreased strength, decreased coordination, anything that has impacted you and make doing things you need to do on a daily basis more difficult. So like if you find you're no longer able to do your buttons or no longer able to brush your teeth in the morning or put on your pants, anything that becomes more difficult to do, it's a great reason to come to see OT.
And that could have been caused by an accident or a disease or a stroke or something like that.
Yes, so it could be,
lots of things.
Yep, it could be from tendons, muscles, bones, nerve.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really covers a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Do patients need a referral from a provider to see you?
We do recommend people get a referral before coming in.
Well, I would think they probably already discussed it with their primary care or their surgeon, and then the referral would result from that visit, most likely. So when you have a new patient, tell me what your assessment looks like.
So I start every assessment by asking the patient what's wrong and why they think they need to come to therapy. Because even though I can read a chart and see why they're there, it's good to hear their own perspective. And then I start with a general screening, check out their range of motion, their strength, their sensation, and then based on the screening, I can take a deeper dive into any specific body part that they're having problems with. And I usually end my assessment with some grip strength and coordination testing, just to make sure I cover everything.
And then you come up with a plan of care for the patient, and so they know what they're in for. Is that correct?
Yep, and we talk about that
you
together.
Have goals and.
Yes. And so one of the great things about OT that I love is we can make very specific goals for something that, like, if they can't do buttons and they want to be able to button up their shirt.
I can't do buttons either.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to need you.
So if that's something that they really want to be able to do, I can make a goal for buttons. And so I try to make the goals specific to what the patient wants, and then also based off of the, what the numbers show as well during my exam.
Yeah. So if you were there, say you were having trouble with dressing yourself, how long might that therapy last?
So it really depends.
Probably depends, I know.
I'm sure you've heard that from everyone from the therapy.
Sorry.
But on average, I would say, like we usually start with 6 to 8 weeks, and then I can always extend if needed, and we can always stop early if someone's met their goals already. Usually neurological problems take longer to recover. It's slower recovery. So. And
then I assume they practice at home. Of course, if it's a dressing issue, you have to get dressed every day. So that's kind of your therapy, right?
Yep, and I do give people specific exercises too to complete, and just tasks that they should do at home as well.
How about family involvement? Do you encourage the family to come along with the patient to see how the therapy should be going at home, or do you often encourage that?
I do. I think it's really helpful for the family members to not only understand what's going on, but also be able to be involved and help with those home exercises.
I know that when you're talking in therapy, sometimes if you're impatient, like I am, you want to get better faster. Is that typical? Do people want to get better faster, and you have to like bring them back down to?
Of course, everyone wants the quick fix.
Of course we do. Give me a pill.
Unfortunately, that's not how it works, but it's just celebrating every single tiny milestone. Every little success is one step closer to recovery.
That's
so
awesome.
Keep that motivation.
Yeah. Is there any topic we didn't cover that you would like to share with us?
I think that about covers it. I just...
Well, I want to make sure that we heard all your important messages, and I think you've done a great job at this, Lizzy. You're the first occupational therapist I've ever interviewed. Oh. So it was quite interesting, and I'm really glad that you were my guest today.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to teach everyone a little bit more about occupational therapy.
Yeah, we're getting the word out. Well, thanks again for being here. Hope you'll come back soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome.